Hi, YouTube. I'm excited to talk about July and the energy of July. Let's check in on how everyone did with June 2023. I think it was last month that I channeled in that the summer was going to be fiery energy. And not only has that shown up in the energy of the collective, but also in the weather. Oh my gosh, hot, 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 hot. Yeah, it's a lot, but we're here. So, getting into the July reading. If we haven't met before, welcome. My name is Jessie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every month I do a tarot reading where I channel in the energy. It gives you a nice blueprint to move from throughout the rest of the month. So I discuss one big energy theme and then underneath some of the different ways that can show up for you. And throughout the rest of the month, I also do videos that are underneath that large umbrella theme. If you're interested, you get first access to these YouTube videos through my newsletter. If you're interested in joining my newsletter, the link is down below. It's free. I don't spam you. I maybe send out one other newsletter a month outside of my monthly newsletter. So if you're interested in that, that's a space where I'm pretty raw and less polished than what I am on my other platforms. So if you're interested in that, you can also find me there. And before we get into the reading, if you think that this would resonate with someone in your life, if you found this helpful, expansive in any way, I love that I just used that word and you'll know why in a second, please share my work. I love it when you do that. So let's get into the reading for July. And the reason why I love that I use the word expansive is because that's the energy theme of July. July is very quantum, is how I want to say it. And we've always had access to quantum energy. I think, or what I feel, is that we're integrating quantum energy more and more. And we're still sort of formulating our relationship to it, our interpretation of it. And so that's going to continue to expand this month. I can give you my blueprint, my sort of understanding of how to work with this energy. But what's really cool about quantum energy is it gets to be yours. You get to play with it. You get to explore with it. And so take what resonates and leave what does not. Again, this month is really about creation. This month is really about allowing yourself to open up to the possibilities. And those possibilities come from the heart chakra. So this month is a big heart chakra month, and we'll talk about some of the ways that is going to show up as we go into the reading, but we'll go into the first card. So we have the Hierophant card here. And what I was initially drawn to when I pulled this card was looking at this energy coming out of the box here, right? The Hierophant card in my interpretation generally means teachings, teachers, therapists, people in positions of healing and guidance. But the sort of access point to the Hierophant energy in this month is that, again, with all of this energy coming out of the box, it's like you finally have access to these inner rumblings that have been starting to come out. They've been starting to float up to the surface of like, I kind of feel like that's what reality actually is. And even though that goes against what is tangibly, what is physically present, I actually am intuitively feeling like it's something different and I have more autonomy here. I have more, it's more moldable than what the tangible has taught me to believe. And so again, that's why this month is super quantum, because all of that energy is coming out. All of that inner wisdom that has always been there that maybe was dormant is really expanding, and you're actually going to be seeing it in your reality. What my guides are saying though is that it's important not to try and make others see it. Allow this month to be where you get to really see the quantum through your own lens. And it's important for you to allow this experience to be sacred. Of course, if it feels intuitive to let people in to share your experience is great, but notice where you might be trying to force other people to have access to this. We are all unique expressions of source, and we are not meant to see the world through the same lens. Of course, we can have shared experiences, we can vibrate in the same frequency as other people, we can have these shared moments together, but notice where you might try and be forcing that, and they want to reference that especially in your household. So I'll show you the next card that I pulled, which is Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a card of family. Oh, I thought this card felt heavy. I was like, oh, we have a surprise card here. Okay. Spirit, how are we? Okay, cool. So Six of Cups card of family. This card was stuck to the back of Six of Cups. And we have Ace of Swords here. So Ace of Swords is new downloads, new insights, new ways of seeing and perceiving the world. And what they're sharing here is if you have had tension in your household, in your relationships, as this month becomes more and more quantum, the more you allow that to enter through your heart chakra and to allow that to feel good and be like, wow, this is something that I've been contemplating and chewing on for a while, and now I'm actually experiencing it. I'm going to let this in. That's also going to give you new downloads as to how you can kind of take a step back from if there's any friction in the relationships in your household right now. Because what is happening is we are dramatically shifting. And when the relationships, the people in our lives are shifting at their own capacity on their own timeline, sometimes that can create friction. So if you've been having a lot of conversations with your partner, with the people close in your life, your family members, and it just feels like there's that friction of like, wow, I'm really going through this expansion in my own way. We're all on our own timeline. It's all divine timing. We do not need to control or expand or awake others, right? That's their own path. So if there's been that friction last month and in this month, trust that the energy of this month is going to help heal that, and that you don't have to be the one that does that. That's Source's job. We so often do the work for each other because we care and we love about people, and we want them to elevate, we want them to expand, but it's not your role. Everyone has access to their higher self. Everyone has access to Source. And so allow them to have their own experience this month. And the more that you step back from a lens of love, the less that friction is going to come up in your relationship. And that leads us to Three of Cups, Three of Cups, which is a card of joy. It's a cup of everything is overflowing, and you have so much love to give, and you have so much love to share. And so again, this is a very heart-centered month. So within that, there's another caveat that they want to talk about with the heart chakra. And if you've heard me talk about the Harry Potter metaphor when it comes to shifting timelines, so if you remember in Hogwarts, if you're a Harry Potter fan like me, if you remember in Hogwarts how the staircases shift, that's how my guides equate timeline shifting, is when you're walking up the stairs and all of a sudden the stairway shifts. That's kind of the equivalent of you going on to a new timeline. And that's going to be happening a lot this month. How do I want to explain this? There's so many old timelines dying off right now and new ones being activated. And with this big influx of quantum energy and this even more, gosh, can we take any more light? This big influx of light coming onto the planet. Yes, we can, is what my guides are saying. And that's kind of part of the reason why this summer is so fiery, because there's just this huge influx of light coming in on the planet. Schumann resonance, like all the things, right? Okay, I just went on a tangent. Where were we going with timeline shifting? And oh yes, okay. So, sorry, I'm really excited to talk about July. The Chariot. So if you look on this, you see that the horse, there's like different directions that the horse is pointed to, and the Chariot is really about movement forward. So equating this to the timelines and the Harry Potter metaphor here is you're gonna notice new timelines being activated and old timelines dying off. The timelines dying off is really tied to heart chakra. So notice where you might be grieving old relationships, old situations, old experiences, and just know that that is old energy dying off. Now, as we get more and more quantum, is the way that I want to describe it, it's harder and harder to hold on to the concept of time, of linear time, as we have been taught to roll within, right? Our whole 3D structure is on the linear perception of time, and there's nothing wrong with that. We came down to experience that. And so we're kind of going to be finding our footing as to what our new relationship with time is. But within that, there's going to be this grieving process. So we have 5 of Cups, of letting go of old timelines, old experiences, and that grieving is done through the heart chakra, the releasing of energy. But what I would also encourage you to notice is like, or I guess I'll share what my experience has been lately, is it's so interesting. I can know the date of the day if I look on my phone or like my calendar or something. I'm like, okay, that's what the date is today, but I couldn't necessarily tell you the energy of yesterday or the energy of last week. Of like, I know that I experienced it, but it feels so blurry, so it would be really hard for me to like lay out and track what exactly I did yesterday and what the energy was like. And just the existence of that day in general is how I want to describe it. And with these dying off, the old timelines dying off, how do we put the two pieces together here? Yeah, it's sort of the trauma from these old timelines, the experiences that you were holding on to. It's not that they never existed, but the part of you that was still stuck, that cord that was still connected to that old experience, relationship, whatever it was, is disintegrating. And so it's not that it never happened. It's just that you don't have to be tied to it anymore, and your frequency does not have to be connected to it anymore. It's really this sense of like of freedom, and that it's not that it necessarily never happened, but as we shift into this new state of reality, this new state of existence, that sort of tethering to these past experiences just isn't going to be anymore. And that can also come with grieving. Again, 5 of Cups, grieving, nostalgia, looking back in the past. We are shifting into a new state of being. And our old state of being was really tangible, and there's something really comfortable about the tangible because we can perceive it and it feels really safe and really comforting in certain ways. So notice if, as you start to become more quantum this month, if there's also that grieving of like, wow, reality isn't, it really isn't what I was taught to believe. And that's okay. We were meant to experience this linear conception of time and space. There's healing in that, there's medicine in that, and now we're shifting into something new. So again, Hierophant energy, a lot of learning, a lot of expansion this month. Wow. That was a really cool reading. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did channeling that in. I think July is going to be a really cool month. Let me see if there's anything else that they want to say. Okay, they're saying end it here. I'm going to be doing energy updates throughout the month. So if you want to know how I'm integrating the energy of the month on a more personal level, you can hang out with me on Instagram. I do a lot of story updates on there, and I kind of talk about, okay, this is how the energy is showing up for me. This is how I'm moving through it. These are the downloads that I'm getting. I also do energy updates on TikTok. If you like the TikTok, I am on there. And yeah, I will be doing more videos this month on the energy of July underneath that umbrella theme of expansion. I think I'm going to talk about heart chakra. I also want to talk about these new downloads that I've been getting on quote unquote reality and what true reality is. Of course, that's from my lens through my channel, but if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to my YouTube. And thank you for being here. Happy July. I am sending you love.